welcome to Speak for Yourself. Yeah, I'm disappointed too. I'm Marcellus Wiley here, librarian after hours.
At least you're a truth teller.
Yeah.
At least you're a truth teller about your outfit. We got a lot of non-truth tellers in society.
Ooh, Emmanuel Acho coming out the gates hot, like for real. Let's get it started with huge news in Green Bay. Hot news. Aaron Rodgers has tested positive for COVID-19 and will not play in Sunday's big matchup against the Chiefs on Fox. Packers are on the 7-game win streak, but we'll be without the reigning MVP. Take a listen to Rodgers on the subject back in August.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and not made statements, owners who made statements. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
So, Acho, what's your reaction to Rodgers missing Sunday's game against the Chiefs, man?
Honestly, Marcellus, this now is beyond sports for me. I'm actually very upset at this one. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to call you a liar, but at minimum, you misled a large group of people. Aaron Rodgers, let's remind everyone that Rodgers came out at the beginning of the season and clarified so much about his offseason on the football field. He clarified the fact that he wanted more help at the wide receiver position. He clarified the fact that over his tenure in Green Bay, he wanted better decisions to be made as it pertained to the football field. He did a lot of clarifying before the season on the football field. But Aaron Rodgers, when it comes to lives being lost, bigger issues in society, now you don't want to clarify. I'm heated, Marcellus Wiley, because Aaron Rodgers, you put more thought into your Halloween costume, said you were growing out your hair for Halloween weeks and months in advance than you did into the safety of those around you. Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to call you a liar, but at a minimum, you misled a lot of people. So we can argue that not being vaccinated is unwise.
Yeah.
What we can't argue is that misleading society about your vaccination status is unethical. And that's where I am with this Aaron Rodgers situation. Come on, big dog. Enough. Aaron Rodgers, you're one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Talent-wise, you probably are the greatest quarterback of all time. But at times, Aaron Rodgers feels like he can go above and beyond the mandations. Now, stop down.
Let's go.
Aaron Rodgers may have some health issues that cause him to not want to or not be able to get vaccinated. Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna. And he said he was immunized. I remember Aaron Rodgers did tell and request at the NFL, hey, if I do something to reduce the risk of COVID before the season, is that enough for me to not have to go into the anti-vaccination, unvaccinated protocol? They said no. I really have no issue, Marcellus Wiley, with Aaron Rodgers' stance on the vaccination. I have no issue with that. Okay. I have a huge issue with him leading countless people on his stance. Rodgers, you knew all the reports after your report. You knew all the headlines said Aaron Rodgers is vaccinated. So what does that mean? If I'm a fan, and I think Aaron Rodgers is vaccinated, if I'm immunocompromised, I'm going to go up to Aaron Rodgers. Can I get a handshake? Can I get a football? Can I get your gloves? Can I get your towel?
Now we're talking.
If I'm a teammate in passing, because I assume his Packers teammates know, but if I'm a teammate in passing, I get traded, a free agent acquisition to the Packers, I show up there. Aaron Rodgers, good to meet you, big dog. Oh, wait, you not vaccinated? That might have just been a fist bump, might have been a dap up. If I'm a stranger, but I've heard of Aaron Rodgers. Oh, he's vaccinated. Aaron Rodgers, can I get an autograph? But you done misled so many people, and for what? To me, Marcellus Wiley, I think it's cowardly. And the reason I think it's cowardly, not that Aaron Rodgers is a coward, let's differentiate an action from the actor. I think it is cowardly to stand in it. Aaron Rodgers is a football genius. You knew what you was doing. I'm too heated to keep going.
You ain't gonna keep going?
I'm gonna come back on my second lap. I'm gonna come back on my second lap.
Oh.
Gonna need woosah. It's hot in here too, by the way. Can somebody turn this temperature down in the studio?
My reaction, my reaction is going to have to be tabled for a second to talk to my dog right here, because he hot 100, as they say where I'm from. Let me give you what Bishop Noel Jones will give me.
What Bishop say?
Bishop would say right now, don't make any decisions, brother, when you're hungry, angry, or lonely. And right now, you made a decision to come on out here, and you was a little fired up right there. I ain't mad at you. And you know what? I'm going to take a little off that fastball and give you my reaction to Aaron Rodgers. All right, I was actually conflicted, and I was disturbed that I was conflicted. You know me, I'm a contrarian. Why is that? Because I make everything come to me and have to show me its work. I don't really think I'm a contrarian, but everyone tells me to the point where I get tired of fighting the label. But I don't take anything at face value, including this story. So I was conflicted. I was like, damn, am I being a media member right now? Because I'm about to get angry. I'm about to be Acho. I know my boy, he's feeling this. And I was like, but wait a minute. Is it on Aaron Rodgers to let me know that he's vaccinated? Is it on Aaron Rodgers to let his teammates know he's vaccinated? Is it on Aaron Rodgers to let his organization know he's vaccinated? And then I had to make a line of demarcation. Marcellus, you may not know the truth, but maybe those guys in the building do. So then there are reports that everyone on the team knew he was unvaccinated. And he was following the protocols of the unvaccinated player within the building. Okay, so then that makes the media part of me have to calm down a little bit. Then I get a little upset, as you did, because I remember going through this in my own playing career, and now I'm seeing it show its ugly head again. It's informed consent. Aaron Rodgers, did you give informed consent to all those who come in contact with you based on who you are as the franchise quarterback of the Green Bay Packers? Teammates? Yes. Those on staff in the facilities? Yes. But as you said, casual fan, whoever that may be misled because Aaron Rodgers, you didn't clarify something that maybe the onus is not on you to clarify. But in a position of leadership, I think it is. So here's the thing. Here's the problem when you don't give informed consent. I come in contact with you. Me, I'm a grown-ass man. I got 4 kids. Guess what? Unvaccinated kids. If my kids can now contract this disease easier because I'm around someone unvaccinated, oh, I got a real problem with you, Aaron Rodgers. And it's not just about the game of football, it's about the game of life.
Talk about it.
So I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers for those on the outer boundaries, not just the players who say, yeah, I know. But everyone knows that the football family attracts an even greater family. How many of those people had informed consent? So I'm not going to lie to you, big dog. I know that Aaron Rodgers used the word immunization. Let's look up immunization and talk to the people, right? Action of making a person immune to infection. All right. Typically by inoculation, which is vaccination. So now everyone logically is letting the dominoes fall to the point at the end game is the thought of vaccination. But without informed consent, without clarity, as you stated, then it becomes a murky conversation. Aaron Rodgers, your teammates knew? Did the teammates' friends know? Family know? Greater capacity at large know? That's my issue with it. But I'm not as hot as you on this one because I think he let those in his circle actually know.
He absolutely did. Okay. Everybody in the locker room would have had to have known because if you're not vaccinated, you take certain other protocol that the vaccinated don't take. So when you're in the building, you see Aaron Rodgers doing some things that the unvaccinated have to do, wearing masks inside the weight room. So when everybody's lifting and Aaron Rodgers is in a mask, everybody in his team knew he was vaccinated. Unvaccinated.
Yeah.
But there are media members, to your point, sitting there holding mics that Aaron Rodgers may or may not be touching. Leave mics on the podium. Aaron Rodgers speaks into them. You take them back. They go back to their families.
Yeah, no mask.
No mask. Yeah. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Can we buckle up? Oh. I've had to realize still I ain't smarter than everybody else. I know I'm intelligent, but I ain't smarter than everybody else.
No.
Aaron Rodgers, you too are not as smart as you think. When we asked if you was vaccinated, you knew what we were talking about. Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson. So whether you have been immunized in another way that is not one of those 3, Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, then don't lead us to believe that you have been immunized in the manner that we are speaking of. When we said you vaccinated and you said you immunized, you knew that you weren't talking about the vaccinations that we were talking about. So whatever immunization you got doesn't fall under the same studies of if you've been vaccinated, then there are significantly decreased chances of you acquiring COVID and the side effects of acquiring COVID and you being hospitalized because of COVID. So Aaron Rodgers, stop trying to be smarter than everybody else. You're not. On the football field, you are.
Yeah.
On life,
Yeah.
You're not. And Sal, the reason I think I'm so heated is because of Aaron Rodgers' words. There are guys on this team that haven't been vaccinated. It's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys. I like to learn everything about everything I'm doing, and there was a lot of research that went into that. There are a lot of guys on the team that have not been vaccinated. I'm not going to judge those guys. You are those guys, Aaron Rodgers. Sal, he wasn't vaccinated. He spoke in the third person about those guys who aren't vaccinated, and he was those guys. Immunized, whatever form of immunization he got, is not the form of vaccination we are speaking of.
I know.
So, Sal, at minimum, Aaron Rodgers was speaking in the third person. There are a lot of guys on the teams who haven't been vaccinated. If you are one of those guys, at minimum, he's speaking in the third person, at best.
And what's the crime in that? Like when people go the wrong way, is the onus on you to redirect them when you didn't tell them to go the wrong way in the first place? Like, this is, as you know, it comes with the territory where you can't fight every battle. And Aaron carefully used his words, as they call in politics, elastic language. That means I'm going to give myself enough room to cover what I am doing and, more importantly, what I'm not doing, and then you have to make your own judgment. It's a sophisticated way to play, and it's a dangerous way to play when you're talking about lives being involved. But is it on Aaron Rodgers to clarify something that he said the answer to that was clear to him, clear to those who knew him? Here's the thing. Do we always go to the podium and talk authentically to the fans? No. Do we always talk authentically to the media? No. However, do we let our teammates and our coaches know? Yes. Now, here's the murky area with this one. It still can have an impact on those media members who come in contact with the assumption that you're not following the vaccination protocols. I don't know why I'm conflicted with this one, because I'm somewhere between misdemeanor and felony. I know you trying to throw them away. You trying to lock them away, throw away the key. And I just don't see that because Aaron Rodgers petitioned for an exemption, right?
Didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
Yes, sir.
When they asked him about it, he says, yeah, well, I'm immunized. And then they're like, well, they didn't press. Is it on the media to press? The media to get to the exact answer. The media to put him in the corner and box him in. This one is not all on Aaron Rodgers as much. Well, then you got to convince me. Because right now,
I got you.
I'm respecting the Cal Berkeley card that he played.
I got you.
Give me, box me.
Sal, going back and forth, I know we get serious at times, we joke at times. You always make fun of me for my singleness. The first question that comes up in the midst of dating conversation.
Why are you single? No, just kidding. Okay.
The first question that comes up is truly this. What? Are you seeing someone? Now, if someone were to ask me, are you seeing someone? And I say no, but I'm in a relationship. In theory, when I looked down and said no, currently I'm not seeing anyone because I'm seeing the desk. So while I know what you mean when you ask me, are you seeing someone? If I look down and say no, I could hide behind the fact that, well, when you said, am I seeing someone? I wasn't seeing anybody. I'm looking down at the desk. I literally am not seeing anyone. But I knew what you meant. You meant, are you in a relationship? Common sense knows what that question entails.
Yeah.
So, Aaron Rodgers, when we ask, are you vaccinated? Common sense lets the world know what that question entails. That question entails, are you vaccinated under Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson? Now let's get to the why. The only reason it's important is the numbers that you brought up weeks or months ago about the fact that if of the people that are currently hospitalized because of COVID, 99.6% are unvaccinated.
Yeah.
New contraction of cases in the 90 percentile.
Yeah.
Deaths from COVID in the 99 percentile if you are unvaccinated. So I don't care if you vaccinated or not just because it's a bumper sticker. I got vaccinated. No, but coming from someone that has contracted COVID, coming from someone whose loved ones have contracted COVID, it's coming from people someone whose loved ones have been in the ICU because of COVID, I'm looking like, hey, don't mislead me about something so serious. Because based upon your words and how you lead me, I'm navigating my action. I wouldn't even have cared if you said I'm not vaccinated. I would not have cared as much.
Right.
Just be forthright. In the same breath, Are you seeing someone?
Yeah.
I don't care if you're in a relationship. Just say yes.
Yeah.
So I can navigate accordingly. So I can treat you accordingly. So I can live my life in respondence to you accordingly. Sal, that's it.
Yes, you're making a strong case. You haven't convinced me yet, but yes, I'm deliberating on this one right now. The COVID caper. Darn, darn, darn. Where's Aaron Rodgers? Dog, and the only thing that really worries me in this world is leaving this world and leaving my kids and my loved ones. Everything else come with levity. I'm sorry, I got a joke. Here we go. You bring up common sense, and you know what I meant. But common sense must be specific, okay? You can't give me like, well, you know what I meant, because let's go back to your dating example. I've been there before when I got pressed. Look, I got on a chain this big, and it got 974,000 diamonds on it, and it say that dude. And she's like, are you seeing anyone? You see this chain, buddy? You think this for me? Yeah. So here's the thing. My first response really is an eternal response is, it's none of your damn business. I'm just getting, don't you do this. It's none of your damn business. You know why? Because I don't have to answer to you, but I will give an answer that will suffice you, but also satisfy me. So I'm not going to be a liar. What does Aaron Rodgers do in this situation? Quote unquote, as you say, misleads. I don't care if he misleads the media. You know what I care about? Did he misdo in terms of contraction, in terms of contact with the media? Misleading the media, that's on the media to be specific about his common sense answer. It's on you, Aaron Rodgers. Here's what he's guilty of. I can only give him this.
Talk to me.
Your contact with the media, your contact in those moments where you knew that the people didn't know that you were unvaccinated, those moments need to be properly defined. And I'm not certain about all of those moments. Was he 6 feet away? You know, the microphones and everything, were they sanitized? I don't know. But misleading, forget that. Media, shame on you for not pinning them down. Misdoing, which means you broke the social protocols, you broke the contact protocols, that's the only thing you can get Aaron Rodgers on right now. Not answering a question that you should have asked is not on Aaron Rodgers.
But still, this matter is too serious for
They already knew he was unvaccinated, though.
Who's they?
His teammates, the organization, the team. So who else needs to know?
As anybody, in all honesty, that comes in contact daily with Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on, do you walk down the street and you're in contact with somebody, you sitting there right there at the wall?
Here's what we know. At the job.
Can you ask?
At the job.
At the job, everybody knew.
Which everybody know. No. Media didn't, big dog.
But then
the people who run our audio, people who run our visual, people who run security, they know if you and I are vaccinated.
But you know the media and the NFL can have distance. All I know is before we condemn this man, can we find out, did he actually follow the protocols even in media relations? You got to admit, that's a question that nobody's really gotten to the bottom of, just like they didn't get to the bottom of Aaron Rodgers. Are you vaccinated in the 3 ways we know or not?
Here's what we know, Sal, and I think I had this debate yesterday. I may have had this conversation with you off air. I don't even remember.
You don't even hang with me. You ain't have it.
Walk into the dressing room, big dog. Walk into the dressing room.
Okay, that's it. And tonight. Yes.
My dog.
Let's do it.
I think it was with you talking about, man, how do you really define cheating? Right? If you just send somebody a picture, is that really cheating on your significant other? If you just text somebody late at night, is that really cheating? Like, is emotional cheating really cheating? If you sending somebody a selfie in Instagram DMs, is that really cheating? And I feel like the conclusion is this. If you got to debate it, it's already gone too far. Damn. If you and your wife is debating, you and your beautiful spouse is out here debating, and you like, well, Anne-Marie, now look now, I didn't see her in person now. She's like, well, Sal, we only went for coffee in the morning. If y'all even have to have that conversation of deliberation, it's gone too far. The fact that you and I have to sit here and deduce what Aaron Rodgers was implying about a matter that's killed 5 million people globally and 750,000 domestically. To me, the matter too serious for us to have to sit here and break down whether or not Aaron Rodgers should have been more specific. Lives are losing. Lives being lost. I don't want to sit here and debate and mince words.
I don't want to debate either, but he made his choice. He's dealing with the consequences, at least internally within his team facility, with his teammates, right? And then everybody else, let's just be real. Maybe we're asking something of Aaron Rodgers we don't ask of anybody else walking around here. Because I know I come in contact with people who are not vaccinated. Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't know. I have a family member, one that I do know. Hey, I see you when this is all done and over with. And then another family member where I'm like, damn, why don't you tell me you are not vaccinated? You know, it's just we can't put that price tag on Aaron Rodgers when he's already paying the price in terms of the consequences of being unvaccinated. That said, I get it. Aaron Rodgers, stop back up. What'd you say, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna? It ain't Lipton tea bags and hot sauce and two hot Cheetos. Like, my only thing is, Aaron Rodgers may be in the right in this situation.
Wait.
And we may be leaping.
The only way Rodgers is in the right, because you're onto something. And I had some conversations, you know what I mean, some privy conversations.
Now, do you want to do this now? Because we got to do this again. We know we got this topic again.
We got y'all. Cliffhanger.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm going to text my wife, Anna Marie, because them Boris Kojo conversations she be having with me. I don't know if that's cheating or not, but Otto says it is. Coming up, speaking of the Packers, Jordan Love is in line for his first career start. We'll tell you our expectations for him this weekend. But first, there appears to be trouble with Odell Beckham Jr. and the Browns. We'll give you our reaction to the OBJ saga in Cleveland next on Speak for Yourself. Sorry, man, I wanted to hit the gavel, but...
Well. The Odell Beckham drama, it continues. Because Tuesday, his dad voiced his frustration, reposting a YouTube video of plays where Baker did a poor job throwing to his son. And today, Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said Odell was excused from practice. Take a listen to what else he had to say about his star wide receiver.
Odell will not be out there. He's been excused. Andrew Berry and his representatives are continuing to talk. So for today, Odell will not be out there. We decided that, I think, this morning he was not here. Yeah, I think they're discussing a lot of things. And the truth is, guys, I don't have a ton of details for you. I'm happy to answer as much as I can, but I think some things we'll know more as we go.
Greatest reality show on television.
Man, it's going down right
National
now.
Football League.
Goodness.
So what's your reaction to all this Odell craziness in Cleveland?
Man, Odell Beckham right now is in the best place he can be in Cleveland, away from Baker Mayfield, away from the facilities, away from the practice field, away from the team. He can't play for them anymore. Like being real. You know me, I'm the ultimate team guy. I'll go in there, suck it up. I'll be back. Yeah, we're going to work this thing out. And some things are just not fixable, and this is one of them. Odell Beckham should never want to be on the field with Baker Mayfield again. Now, before we get into the blame game, and you know me, I blame Baker Mayfield largely, if not wholeheartedly, for this situation. Let's just talk about why they don't work together. They don't work together because of the production data. Like, just look at the results. Like, forget all the conjecture and the logic. They just don't work together. You know, whatever you want to say, who's the oil, who's the water, they just don't mix. Second of all, they will never mix because of these reasons. When you're a wide receiver, and I heard a lot of wide receivers tell me this, they were like, yo, we dependent on our quarterback. Like, I could get open all day, but I need him. It's a relationship. It's a chemistry. It's a trust. And they don't have that. So now you put Baker Mayfield in an impossible situation. You want to know why Odell's not at practice? It's because Baker's in an impossible position. Here are the two things that Baker Mayfield can do with all of this, the retweeting and YouTube video of him. One, act like it didn't faze him, and then go out there and play like normal, which means phasing Odell out the game plan, which is getting you right back here. Or two, oh, this really got to me. So now I'm going to force feed the ball to Odell, which is going to tell on him for all the other years that he wasn't getting the ball to Odell. So he's stuck, dog. Odell Beckham knows that now because, hey, they employed the troops. LeBron James and everybody coming to Odell's rescue. Pop's coming to his rescue. Baker Mayfield's stuck. I can't act like this didn't faze me, but it did faze me. But I can't act like I could do something different because what I've been doing is the right thing. So all of that said, Odell, wherever you are right now, in that big old Rolls Royce, that Phantom, that orange Halloween, it's only coming out for Halloween now. No more Cleveland games. You got to just chill out, dog. Do not go back on the field with Baker Mayfield, who has taken you from great to where you are now in this position, away from the team.
Yeah, we'll get to the causation later. My first thought, Sel, Odell got to be feeling like that which I feared the most has befallen me. The one thing I feared most, being viewed as immature, being viewed as a diva, being viewed as a distraction, being irrelevant.
Damn.
It's all befallen him.
Yeah.
Because now, once again in Cleveland, by no fault of Odell Beckham's own, by the way, let's make sure we all know this. It ain't Odell's fault. All of a sudden, he's a distraction. He's surely irrelevant statistically. He's being viewed as a diva, and the whole situation screams immature. Odell's found himself in the one situation he did not want to be in. That's my first reaction. My second thought is, Odell, you had to have seen this coming.
Let's hear that.
You were in New York. Big Apple. Bright lights. Big city. You were the star. You thought you could go to Cleveland, 76 Lou Groza Boulevard to be exact.
Oh, let's go.
Berea, Ohio.
Yeah.
You thought you could go to Cleveland and turn that organization around, but be a star in that organization. Must I remind you, maybe the best offensive tackle of the 2010s, Joe Thomas, we don't even talk about him that much. And he was the best offensive tackle in the 2010s. Played 10 seasons, played 11 seasons, went to 10 Pro Bowls, 6 All-Pros. Beast. 10 Pro Bowls. Y'all know who Joe Thomas is, though? Most people don't.
Pre-game. NFL Network.
Most people, exactly. But Joe Thomas, a beast, but he played in Cleveland for the Browns. Odell, you had to know, and you had to have known this may have been a situation. I understand your boy Jarvis Landry was there the year before you. You wanted to link back up with your LSU ride or die, your LSU homeboy. But you got to know, big dog, you didn't make this bed, but somebody made this bed for you, and you chose to lie in it. You never should have laid down in that bed.
I don't know.
You knew Baker Mayfield was there.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't know Kevin Stefanski was going to be there, but you knew Baker was going to be there. You knew the Cleveland Browns had not gone to the playoffs since 2002.
Yeah.
You knew they hadn't won a playoff game since 1994. Yeah. So you knew where you were going. Odell, you are a megastar. With all due respect, can I say this? With all due respect.
You can say it.
At the time you joined the organization, Odell, you too good for the Browns. Just being honest. Like, Odell, you got 14 million followers as an NFL player on Instagram alone. That's Instagram, macho. You know how much money? Odell will make more money on social media than he'll make on a football field, just FYI. NFL money is nice if you're a quarterback. Outside of that, you can make more.
Really?
So,
what you doing?
A lot. So, with that being said, like, at the time he joined the Browns,
No.
Odell said to me, he was too good for the Browns. Y'all ain't been to the playoffs in God knows how long. I got commercials with Eli Manning. I'm making 3-finger catches. I am primetime ball. Love me or hate me, you talking about me. Wasn't nobody talking about Cleveland at the time Odell got there. So my thoughts on the saga is, one, Odell, you knew the situation you were getting yourself into. But more importantly, I feel bad for Odell because that which he feared the most has overcame him.
Oh, man, I love working with you because it's always going to be another layer to this onion right here. That ain't on Odell. I'm going to get to you now. I'm going to get to you now.
You're my dog, son.
Okay. Odell actually performed some magic when he was in New York. And like all magicians, they won't tell you their tricks, but they'll perform them, right? And they'll perform them anywhere. Odell performed it in New York. He thought he could perform it in Cleveland. Eli Manning, before Odell got there, had 18 touchdowns and 27 interceptions. Yeah, I said that in the right order, y'all. Damn. Eli Manning was like the ashes, the remains, the cremation of Eli Manning the Great was still playing football. And Odell gets there, then 30 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. Yeah, I said that right. It flipped. All of a sudden, they go from winning 6 games to 11 games. Odell's like, I mean, y'all could talk about who y'all want. Saquon ain't here. This is Saquon, a little puppy. He ain't in the league. It's me, Odell Beckham Jr., Rookie of the Year. First 3 years, 1,300-plus yards. Eli Manning was on the way out. Eli Manning now is returning and restoring the roar. Yeah. And now, did I do that with Eli? And Eli, old and on decline. Can I do that with Baker? A #1 overall draft pick who Jarvis is probably telling him, hey, man, he ain't that bad. He good. He all right. We can work this out. They can do it. And then he goes there and realizes the one thing that Jarvis couldn't tell him and the one thing Odell found out. Baker's inconsistent, bro. This is Baker's 4th year. Let's be real. Let's do Baker the right way. Baker first year, good to great.
For a rookie. Not even good to great in general.
Yeah, for a rookie. Yeah, for a rookie. Second year, nah. Third year, This year, And you know what? Jarvis was only there 1 year. He didn't see the drop-off. They felt it together, even though Odell still had 1,000 yards. Odell was so great. He went there and said, here's some more magic. Come on, Baker. And Baker was like, I'll take that for 1 year, and then I'm going to go back to who I am, which is on the seesaw. Man, Odell didn't see this coming, man, and no receiver sees it coming when they're in a dependent relationship with their quarterback. There's a thing that they always say you don't want to be in this world, and that's under someone's thumb. Woo! If you ever under someone's thumb, boy, there ain't no worse feeling in this world because they can look at you, they can control you, they can do whatever. I know quarterbacks who didn't throw to wide receivers. I've had those conversations. I know offensive linemen who let their quarterback get sacked just to set an example, just to show them who's boss. I don't know what's going on in the makeup of these two guys in chemistry, but it ain't working, dog. I don't even want to get into the blame until we talk about it later. But, dog, Odell was once considered great. No one can say no to that.
Amazing.
No one has ever said that about Baker Mayfield. And now he's in a situation where they're both not considered great. I got to look at you, quarterback, and say, you know what? I'm such a big man right now. I don't even want to blame you. I don't even want to condemn you. I just got to get away from you, dog. Sometimes you get to a point where you just got to get away. Jay-Z and Dame Dash, as they trying to now circle back. I got to tell you my Dame Dash story. I saw him the other day. It was weird. It was respect. But the point being, they had to walk away. Respect. You got mad at me, you mad at me, whatever. We just got to walk away and meet each other at the top of this mountain.
Let me start with this. Odell was amazing.
Beyond.
I was in Philly in 13, 14, 15. Odell comes to the league in 2014. So I saw Odell 7 games after he made the catch. Odell was so good that me and my dog, former starting safety Earl Wolf for the Eagles, we were talking about Odell for like 30 minutes 2 weeks ago, just a random.
Okay.
He FaceTimed me. I pick up Earl. What's up, homeboy? Man, I'm good. He was like, bruh, you remember when Odell went for 170 on us, 2 tugs on New Year's Eve, 13 catches? True story. December 31st, 2014, Odell Beckham, 13 catches, 170 yards, 2 tugs. He got into the end zone, and he moonwalked with cleats on.
With cleats on. Boy, special.
How you moonwalk with cleats on?
Didn't even move the grass.
Like, Odell was better than good.
Yeah, silly.
Odell was transcendent.
Say it.
Just as a human. Not even as a foot. We're talking humanity, y'all. As a human. So now to be in this situation, Sal, a lot went wrong.
Okay.
The first thing that went wrong was the location. The Browns, Odell, were never met for you. That was the first thing that went wrong.
Okay.
The second thing to me that went wrong was the quarterback play. But the problem there is Eli Manning wasn't a dude either when Odell was with him.
No,
Odell helped make Eli a dude, but Eli wasn't a dude either when Odell was with him. Yeah. In Baker's down season, Odell still went for 1,000. So either kudos to Eli, kudos to Odell, or maybe Baker was actually doing something when it was Freddie Kitchens there and Odell. So it's hard for me to get through all the muck and figure out who's really at fault. But Odell has to leave Cleveland, and he has to leave immediately. And Cleveland, let him go. Pierre, I don't even know if we're doing it later in the show.
Yeah, we're going to do
Cleveland, let it go. You're not going to miss Odell's 38 yards a game, and you're not going to miss his 2.8 catches a game. Let him go. Keep your team together. Let Odell go. Please, I pray to God that Odell is Odell again. And the Cleveland Browns, y'all get back to the playoffs, and y'all do y'all.
You ain't going to get your story off and not let me get my story off. So your Odell was my T.O.
Okay.
And we played T.O. I just had to look it up because I remember the feeling. I was like, I got to see if it was as big and as crazy as it was. Yeah, it was worse. 7 catches, 171 yards against this guy. And our defense was good. Man, and you talking about somebody. When he scored, you know what we did? No lie. We stopped running because, 1, we ain't catching T.O. And 2, we was like, what celebration he gonna do? Middle of him getting 6 points. We like, what he about to do? And I don't know what he did, but it was
wait.
All right.
You know when they score, you got to act upset because you just...
Yeah. Damn.
What the...
And then you do like this. Eat. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers' sudden absence means it's Jordan Love's time for the Packers. Boy, you crazy. We'll tell you our expectations for him against the Chiefs. Next on Speak for Yourself. Oh, man. Hey, man, it's covered Thursday Night Football. Carson Wentz and Jonathan Taylor lead the Colts against the Jets. It all starts 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Let's get back to Green Bay. Big news is Aaron Rodgers tested positive for COVID-19 and will not play Sunday against the Chiefs on Fox. That means Jordan Love will make his first career NFL start. Love made a lot of headlines when he was Green Bay's #1 pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. So, Acho, what are your expectations for Jordan Love this weekend?
I have none. I think Jordan Love is going to unfortunately fall flat. He's been set up for failure.
Oh, really?
Imagine being told on Wednesday morning of game week, hey, big dog, you're starting. particularly when your starter, Aaron Rodgers, has been balling out of control this season. I spent my career in the NFL as a backup, so one thing I know is how to be a backup. And when your starter is balling like Aaron Rodgers is, you're not even really thinking about having to play. There was a year, 2014. Yeah, that Odell year we was talking about. 2014 was the year I was a rotational starter. Though I was a backup, DeMeco Ryans was hurt a lot of that year, current defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. Michael Kendricks was hurt a lot of that year. So I had to start or play 50% of the snaps every game. That year, your boy was locked in. Okay, we good.
You locked in? What does that mean? What's locked in mean?
Locked in, good question. Locked in means at the end of practice, I'm watching film with the defensive backs. Malcolm Jenkins sitting there. I'm watching film with Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. Okay, Acho, make this call on this play, make this call on that play. Acho, if you see them motion from 2 receivers to 3 receivers on the other side, get us in this check. Done. When I'm the backup,
what you doing?
I'm going into the same room, but with wings from the cafeteria. And I'm watching DeMeco Ryans do all that stuff, and I'm just sitting there eating my wings on Twitter, seeing what they talking about. Y'all know who they is. So it's just the difference when you are the backup, knowing you might actually have to start, and when you the backup, like, oh, Aaron Rodgers might win MVP again. I'm chilling. Jordan Love, number one, has been set up for failure in that regard. In the second regard, he's been set up for failure. He's only thrown 7 career passes. It's not like they roll him in there and really get him meaningful minutes, meaningful playing time. He's been in the league going on year 3 now, and he only thrown 7 passes, Sal. Like, it's one thing to be on the sideline of a football game. It's another thing to have to trot onto the field. Like, whether you have to do anything or not, I'll be honest with y'all, like, just jogging onto the field is like, I'm now in an area where things happen. On the sideline, it's safe. Gatorade, sunflower seeds, Gatorade chews, you be chilling. But when you jog onto the field, it's like, I'm in an important place now. Your whole body changes. Jordan Love hasn't even experienced that for more than 7 pass attempts. So I think he's been set up for failure. I don't anticipate, though I hope he succeeds.
Man. How long you been scared? Halloween passed already.
And
you still scared?
In life?
Yeah. What the hell? You sound shook. All I see is opportunity, and you over here talking about, oh, it's scary. Hell no. What are my expectations for him? Look, I don't have expectations like you said. I don't have the expectations, which is actually a good start because I don't have negative expectations like, oh, he gonna suck, or he gonna get killed. I have nothing right now. But I do have some anecdotes that can help him to let him know that this is nothing but opportunity. My boy, Acho, just brings up, man, on a Wednesday, you find out you got to start and replace the legend. How does that feel? Well, let me just tell you how it feels, because I got perspective and experience. My first start ever in the NFL came on week 1 of my second year. And I'm sitting there, and it's game day. And I'm sitting there, and we are playing in San Diego. I play for Buffalo. Bruce Smith, all of a sudden, something wrong with his knee, whatever. And then the coach comes up to me, and we in that, like, infield, the dirt. We stretching in the dirt. You trying to, hey, man, we ain't even played the game yet. I'm already dirty. So I'm trying to do all that. And coach comes to me, Marcellus, how you feeling? I was like, I'm good. Why you asking me? I ain't playing. He's like, you starting today. I said, me.
Starting what?
Starting, yeah. Your car? You want me to go get it? Anyway, it was opportunity. Now, I played in an era when they didn't even keep the tackles. I didn't have any sacks. I was getting my butt handed. Oh, John Jackson was handing me. But I made some run plays. The point is, it just wet my mouth. It got me thinking about, I can do this. I look at Jimmy G as an example, another anecdote. How many pass attempts and completions did he have before he finally got his chance to, Tom Brady suspended. It's your turn, Jimmy G. Just 21 attempts. Hey, Jimmy G, go out there. You got 4 games, Tom Brady suspended. All we need for you to do is go out there, split them 2 and 2. We don't care. Just look serviceable. Jimmy G couldn't even finish that. He got hurt, but he did look good enough to what happened. That offseason, everyone was clamoring for Jimmy G. Oh, he looks like a good quarterback. Oh, all the things we hear. This is the moment for you, Jordan Love. Let's talk for real. The opportunity is this. How many push-ups, how many sit-ups, how many weight room sessions, how many times did you sit in film session, Jordan Love, in your life? How many hours? You can't even add them all up, right? Infinite. Googleplex. Who knows what that number is? Do you know you have an opportunity right now to reconcile all of that work and get paid not only in money, but opportunity going forward. If you show up against the Kansas City Chiefs, that's it, dog. Not too many people in this world could raise their hand that they say, in this moment, all that I did can be added up and summed up in this moment right here and reconciled. That's what he has in front of him. My expectations is he realizes how special this moment is, and he takes advantage of it. He wouldn't be the first one.
Here's the thing, Marcellus.
Motivational, at least. You don't think it's real, though?
No, I don't disagree. I think it's one thing and can be intimidating at times to look in a mirror and have to see yourself and who you are and what you've accomplished or what you haven't accomplished.
Okay.
But what is often more intimidating is looking at your successor. Jordan Love was drafted as high as he was drafted. Why? You should remember. I obviously remember. Because there was a man by the name of Patrick Mahomes who came from a school that isn't a dominant powerhouse, Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes, though he turned the ball over, boy, did he have an arm. And was he mobile enough? And did he have a cannon and could make some crazy throws? So Patrick Mahomes gets drafted, instantly goes to the playoffs, and a couple years down the line wins a Super Bowl. So now we look at Jordan Love. Doesn't play at a football powerhouse, but boy, does he have an arm. Okay. But man, his last year in college, he had a lot of turnovers, may have taken a step back. But y'all, have you seen his mobility plus arm strength, arm talent? You draft Jordan Love extremely high. Jordan Love is going to step onto the football field and not look into a mirror. He's going to step on the field and have to stare at his predecessor. He's going to stare at his successor. He's going to stare at Patrick Mahomes. And to me, that subconscious subliminal pressure is going to do a lot to Jordan Love in that moment. Because it's one thing to look at yourself and ask yourself, am I enough? Hard question that we each ask ourselves more than likely daily. It's another thing to step on the field and look at the reason you were in the position you're in. And now you really got to compare yourself. So my first day on the show, sitting on the set next to you. I was on the show next to you with the mother letters for like a block. And there's no real comparison. But now I'm sitting on the show next to you, and we doing our own show. And now I really got to ask myself, can I hang? Like, my dog been doing this for 11 years. Would have been 10 years at the time. You said you came in at 35. So I'm sitting here now like, hey, can I actually do this? It's one thing to ask myself if I can do it. It's another thing to see someone who succeeded me, who preceded me, who actually paved the way for someone like me. And now I really got to ask myself if I can do that. That is even more of mental calisthenics that Jordan Love is going to have to jump through.
Man, let's talk this, talk that, talk that, talk. You know you're talking to the former national champion and record holder in track and field, the purest of all sports. I bring it up for one reason. I told you this before. I'm going to tell you this again. Coach used to always say, what lane you got this race, Marcellus? Lane 5, because I was the fastest, you know. And he was like, all right, make sure we don't get psyched out. There are no other lanes. Now, what does that mean? I was 11 years old when I first started hearing my coach talk about psyched out. He was like, because this is what happens in track. If you're running and you look back, even if you got the lead, you know what you're doing? You're cutting at your own time at the PR you could set for yourself, right? We know you're not running your fastest when you look behind. Also, when you're looking to the side. And what people don't know, unless you really advanced in track like national record holders like me, is that you can't look too far ahead. Like, they tell you it's a triangle. You got to look right here because you got to keep in vision where you're going, but what you're doing. Oh, God, I'm about to preach. So when you're running track, you can see your own form with one of those eyeball peripheral and the other one where I'm going, and that's it. Now, you start doing this, you start doing this, you ain't doing the best version of you. Jordan Love, you start doing Patrick Mahomes, you start doing Aaron Rodgers, you ain't doing the best version of you. You know why? You're talking about pressure, and I've been here. I'm talking about responsibility. The same moment could be defined as a pressure because you're not staying in your lane. You're psyched out. Or it could be looked at as a responsibility. Everything that you've done, Acho, is on this moment. Like, think about it. I got my first show when I was 35, like you said, 2 years out of the league. You got it at 29? Damn, I thought I had the record for life. You know what I'm saying? And to hear this dude come up and look at you. Now, there were two ways you could have responded. Man, it's pressure. I'm 29 years old doing this. Or, yo, I done put in work. What network was you on? Yeah. And then you was on another network. You was on a Big 13 network or something. I don't know what you were on. But the point is you put in work, and then it all added up for one moment. You can look at it like a pressure, or you can look at it like I'm responsible for this moment to take me where I want to go. Come on, Jordan Love, make me look smart, or at least my track coach. Staying in the NFL, 5 lucky winners spent more than $300,000 in Sunday's stacked cash contest on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. If you missed out on the fun last weekend, don't worry. They're running it back this week. Scan the QR code, download the app, and enter the NFL Sunday Challenge contest for free. Make your picks and invite your friends. The more people who enter, the bigger the jackpot gets. Coming up, Cowboys have a lot of reasons to smile right now. We'll tell you if they should have been ranked higher in the latest power rankings. That's next on Speak for Yourself. Cowboys are red hot right now with 6 straight wins in the league's top offense. That's not good enough for the top spot in the latest USA Today Power Rankings. 6-1 Cowboys are ranked 5th. We'll take a look at the top 5. 7-1 Rams are in the top spot, followed by the Packers, Cardinals, and Bucks. Cho, should the Cowboys be ranked higher in the latest NFL Power Ranking?
Nah, Sel, I think 5 or 4 are ideal. I think the Cowboys, the best thing that can happen to the Cowboys, in all honesty, is being underranked. What will get ahead of the Cowboys and what will slow the Cowboys down this season will be their pride, it will be their arrogance, it will be the star. If the Cowboys can find a way to stay humble in the midst of all this amazing success, they will have even more success. Pride comes before the fall, as we so often have heard, or we all know.
Okay.
I think the Rams, you know this, are better than them boys. I think the Bucks better than them boys. I think the Packers, if Aaron Rodgers is on the field, are better than them boys. I would say the Cardinals, or some might say the Bills, are better than them boys. And then I would say them boys. I think the Cowboys being at 5th is a perfect position for them to be in. You know why? For me, it's not about the Cowboys' talent. I love the Cowboys talent-wise. For me, it is about the Cowboys coach. Now, many might say, well, Mike McCarthy has won a Super Bowl. You and I get into this all the time. But as I look at it, I look at Mike McCarthy the same way I look at Cliff Kingsbury, in a manner of during the course of games, they do some stuff that makes me scratch my head.
What?
Present day. You remember Cliff Kingsbury versus Green Bay Packers? A.J. Green, he ran the wrong route. But before all that, Cliff, big dog, you use your timeout. Or why did we run a Kyler Murray QB keeper followed by a running back inside zone? Now the clock is running. The clock is running. Now the clock is running. Now you're going to throw that back shoulder pass that A.J. Green runs around route on, intercepted, game over. Yeah. He just does something that makes me scratch my head. In the same breath, Mike McCarthy, present-day Mike McCarthy. I don't know about 2009, 2010 Super Bowl winning Mike McCarthy. But present-day Mike McCarthy does some things that makes me scratch my head. Teams 1, 2, 3, I like their quarterback, I like their coach. That is the Rams. I like Stafford, I like McVay. That is the Bucks. I like Brady, I like Arians. That is the Packers. I like a on-the-field Aaron Rodgers, I like a Matt LaFleur. Teams 4 and 5, whether it be the Cardinals for me, my team 4, or the Cowboys is my team 5, I have a question about that head coach, big dog.
Oh, man. Boy, you do some things that make me scratch my head as well, including having the Cowboys at number 4 and number 5. Cowboys should be number 1. It's really that simple. And that doesn't take away from your greatness if someone does something that you don't agree with or makes you scratch your head, you know? If you ever get into a relationship, you'll understand that you're still a great individual, Acho, but sometimes your significant other is going to be like, that just didn't make any sense. Made me scratch my head. I digress. Let's talk about these Cowboys who should be ranked number 1 in Marcellus Vernon Wiley's power rankings. Let me tell you why. Well, here's one thing. I don't know. Cowboys are the only team in the league that's currently top 3 in scoring, passing, and rushing offense. Damn. Okay, that sounds good to me. Better scoring offense than your Rams and your Packers. They're the most talented team in the league. We could say that, right? Maybe you could say Tampa's right there with them, right? But the point is, no one has more talent than these Dallas Cowboys. And I don't want to turn this into some argument because right now we both got prime seats at the track. We sitting there watching a photo finish. We really don't know who won, so we ain't gonna bother to argue all here. And we're not gonna make them look different. They all came right in, bunched together. Rams, Packers, Bucks, Cowboys. For me, looks like by a photo finish, just by a nose, it looks like torso. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Here's why the Dallas Cowboys. If you look at the Dallas Cowboys in comparison to the Green Bay Packers, offensively, even with Aaron Rodgers, once he passes the COVID protocols and gets his butt back on the field, the offense is not even the same offense it was last year. Remember last year how that offense led the league? This year, that's the Dallas Cowboys. What are they ranked this year? 16th, those Green Bay Packers. 22nd in total offense. Goodness, that's bad. Buccaneers, only 2 wins over winning teams. Oh, Dallas Cowboys have not had a losing performance all year. The only game that you could look at the Dallas Cowboys and say, I don't know if that was the best performance, was that Chargers game. Let me remind you, that Chargers game, in terms of total yards, 419. In terms of rushing yards, 198. They didn't have any lows. Dak Prescott didn't have his worst game against the Chargers. They were transitioning to try and get a running game, but I can't even say that game. So which team has had all winning performances this year? The Dallas Cowboys. So just by a nose, by a torso, I'm going to say that they're number one.
I'm with you, and I think anybody having a real dialogue should understand all these teams are good. It's an honor that all these teams are good at the same time because it's going to be a great NFC race. It's going to be a great playoff time. Mm-hmm. I think there is a little bit of deception, though, around this Cowboy season, all of these winning performances. I'm reminded September 9th, I believe, that opening Thursday night, we all watched the Cowboys play the Bucs. Mm-hmm. Cowboys didn't really play a winning performance. Really? The reason I say this is if the Bucs give you 4 turnovers, 3 of which were meaningful because there was an interception at the end of the half, that's a game that Cowboys, you must win. I don't care that it's on the road. I don't care that it's Dak's first game back in the line. I don't care about none of that. If you are given 3 turnovers, and really 2 were gifts, you can say that Chris Godwin fumble or the Cowboys forced that. But when Leonard Fournette just drops a pass,
there you go.
It goes right to the Cowboys defense. You just got to be honest. Sometimes you get a gift. I got a couple gifts in my college career.
UT?
Career. Yeah, I got a couple gifts. Big guy threw one right to me. Took it back to the house. Danced with the Palm Girls and everything.
Oh, we talking the same thing? Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought you were talking about the University of Texas. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't get paid.
I didn't say you did. You said gifts. Oh, okay.
No, I didn't get paid. See, you're trying to get me in trouble. I got to watch him, man. Okay.
Mac Brown ain't there no more.
So the Cowboys didn't play a winning performance against the Bucs.
Don't do that.
4 turnovers, didn't find a way to win. I don't think they played a winning performance against your Chargers. They found a way to win, but Dak Prescott, what do you have? 200-plus yards
221
passing?
wasn't even his worst game. Wasn't even his second worst game. Wasn't even his third.
I mean, he didn't really do anything for me. They got a dub, but I don't think that was necessarily. You can win and not have a winning performance.
Oh, yeah.
Just like you can lose and play a winning performance.
Like they did against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that's what I'm trying to say. Let's say the same thing and just get out of this block. We ain't got to fight all the damn time. It ain't the Rams. You see the Rams defense? Don't do this, because you are funny. When the Cowboys are supposed to win a game that they forced 4 turnovers, you say, hey, man, what's happening to y'all? What's going on? And then I look at the Rams and I'm saying, y'all 21st in defense. Oh, they're opportunistic, huh? That's what you're going to say right now? Rams having some defensive issues right now that the Cowboys, say what you want, which is a worse defense, but guess what the Cowboys are doing? They are making sure that their defense goes out there and shuts the other teams down from scoring. I'm respecting that. So you say the Bucs, you say the Packers, you say the Rams. It seems like I've won all of those arguments. As you always say, 1A, 1B. You got me desensitized up here. I'm not in the fighting spirit right now. Seems like I won that argument even without
I'm just happy the air kicked on.
Yeah, you feel that?
I don't really care.
We go to commercial and go like this. Coming up, we have more on the Aaron Rodgers news. Get your reaction to him missing Sunday's big matchup against the Chiefs. That's next on Speak for Your Champ.
Aaron Rodgers has tested positive for COVID-19 and will not play in Sunday's huge matchup against the Chiefs on Fox. Now, the Packers are on a 7-game win streak, but will be without the reigning MVP. Take a listen to Rodgers on this subject back in August.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and I've made statements, owners who made statements. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
You're not going to judge those guys. Sal, what's your reaction to Aaron Rodgers testing positive for COVID and thus missing Sunday's game against the Chiefs?
Oh, my reaction. I'm still torn, man. I'm still conflicted on this one. Let's try Aaron Rodgers right now. Obviously, he's unvaccinated. Obviously, he's not playing in Sunday's game. And I think we all put that together when we heard, wait, it's Wednesday and he can't play on Sunday? And Devontae Adams was about to take a private jet if he just got one more positive test? And then everybody's like, oh. And then NFL media comes out like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not vaccinated. And then I was like, NFL media, were y'all open yesterday? Because y'all told us that before he actually tested positive in this moment. So there are 2 charges against Aaron Rodgers, Your Honor. One is the charge of misleading. And then there's also the charge of misdoing. Now, in the charge of misleading, I mean, I'm listening. Anybody want to testify on behalf of Aaron Rodgers? Because to me, he sounds guilty. Misleading. But misdoing? That's where you can't get me right now with Aaron Rodgers. His teammates knew he wasn't vaccinated. And what a team. Everybody kept that in. Interesting, right? We always talk about the fracture in Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers in his offseason and talking about the general manager and his beef with his coach. Not a single soul let this one out, right? Interesting. Tight fist right there, tight grip. The team knew, the staff knew, everyone in the building knew, but we didn't know. So that makes me think, did Aaron Rodgers actually follow protocols? And we just didn't know because he was misleading, and we never did our homework to dig past the surface layer. All I know is right now he's certainly guilty of being misleading, but is it our business to know if Aaron Rodgers is vaccinated or not? I would love to hear that counter argument because I don't play against Aaron Rodgers. And last time I checked, you have unvaccinated protocols, but you can play the game. So opponents don't need to know. Teammates know. Everyone that comes in contact with you knows. It's just us nosy in the media and us nosy as fans don't know. Is he guilty of misdoing? It's your case.
I don't think that people owe you a lot of things in life. Personally, I don't, right?
Okay.
Particularly strangers. But what I want to believe that we all owe one another in this life is the truth. It might not be our responsibility to know whether or not Aaron Rodgers was vaccinated. I'm even cool with that. But then Aaron Rodgers respond accordingly. I'm not going to give y'all that information. But don't lie to me. If I ask you if you're vaccinated, don't give me an answer that leads me to one thing. You got three options. Yes, no, or I'm not going to tell you. All three of those options are fine. But in any relationship where your answer dictates my course of action, then at that point in time, you owe me the truth. If your answer does not dictate my course of action, then I don't necessarily care about your answer. We've talked about this before. Single woman asked me, Emmanuel Acho, you in a relationship? I at least told her the truth.
What'd you say?
No.
Did you shake your head like that and just she knows that you... Well, he about to lie.
He's about to lie.
You just went, no.
But I at least owe her the truth. Because my thing is, you can say yes, you can say no, you can say, I'm not going to tell you, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell you is also an answer. And now you can use that information and you can keep it pushing.
Okay.
Because if you say, I'm not going to tell you, then I can operate accordingly. If I take somebody out, you in a relationship, I'm not going to tell you. Bet, we good, I'm gone. Aaron Rodgers, you vaccinated. Oh, I'm going to keep that to myself. I will navigate how I approach you accordingly. Approach in the sense of, hey, Aaron Rodgers, can you sign this for my son? I'm a media member. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, can you autograph this for my daughter? Hey, Aaron Rodgers, yeah, sure, I will take that towel from you. Oh, of course I'll take those gloves from you.
Point.
I would navigate my health accordingly. We don't owe a lot of people much in this life. But one of the things we owe one another, just to make sure this world goes round in some sort of reasonable manner, Marcellus Wiley, is at least the truth. Just don't lie to me. What they say, and I used to hate this phrase, if you can lie, you can cheat. If you can cheat, you can steal. If you can steal, you can kill. I used to hate that phrase because I'm like, wait a second, where's the correlation between lying and killing? Well, in this situation, there's actually a correlation. 5 million people have died globally, and 750,000 have died domestically.
Yeah, but are we asking Aaron Rodgers to do something we don't ask our common man and common citizen we see on the daily to do? Which I know I don't. I go to SoFi Stadium every other week, and I'm sitting in my section, I'm sitting in my season tickets, and there's always some random person around me, and I don't ask them, are they vaccinated or not? And I don't. Now, I come to work, and they know I am vaccinated, and I know you're vaccinated. But everywhere I go, that's not the ask. Why am I asking that of Aaron Rodgers? It's interesting. Like, are we singling him out? You made mention that he could have said yes, no, I'm not going to tell you. Here's the problem with that. There are three options. Yes, no, I ain't going to tell you. But there are only two choices. Be real. If somebody pleads the fifth, remember the baseball steroids? Everybody who pled the fifth, you're like, guilty. Ain't no, look, you got three options, but only two choices. So if Aaron Rodgers knows he can't go to the podium and say, I ain't telling y'all, we like, guilty, right? So it's only yes or no. So Aaron Rodgers and his Cal Berkeley genius self is going to go up there and try to have some elastic language, as they say. Pull at the word, stretch them out to cover what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. And then he'll let us live uninformed. My only beef with Aaron Rodgers in terms of the misdoing is, like you said, that casual fan, somebody who has some pre-existing conditions, who doesn't know, who is being misled, who runs up to Aaron Rodgers and doesn't want to necessarily take that risk if they had informed consent. That's the only thing about it that's the COVID caper. But misleading, yeah. Misdoing,
let's go somewhere, Sal.
You ain't nailed them yet,
Let's
big
go
dog.
somewhere. There's a phrase, ask me no questions, I tell you no lies.
Yeah.
But when you ask me a question, now that phrase has to change.
Yeah.
Because in SoFi Stadium, if we don't ask you if you're vaccinated or not, that's fine. You ain't got to tell me nothing.
Yeah.
But at the point in which I do ask you, then give me an honest, truthful answer.
Yeah.
So I know you've been in this situation because you was that dude. I've been in this situation at times when you live in your life and you're like, I just hope they don't ask. I hope they don't ask. I hope they don't ask. I hope they don't ask. Whether it's your parents, oh, what'd you do last night? And
Yeah, buddy.
Whether it's your homeboys, what's your homegirl, what's your girlfriend, what's it's your teacher. I hope they don't ask. I hope they don't ask. But the problem is, at the point in which they ask, now you are responsible to tell them the truth. Now you are responsible to give them an honest answer, at least if life and death is involved.
Yeah.
If life and death ain't involved, y'all tell all the lies y'all want. That's your prerogative. But at the point in which life and death is involved, then you owe me the truth. You owe me an answer. If I go to get the vaccine, and a doctor's like, oh, yeah, that's a vaccine. Or, yeah, this will immunize you. Imagine that. Yeah. Oh, you give me Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson? Yeah, I'm giving you an immunization. That's not, in theory, he ain't lied to you. So, Sel, at the point at which we asked Aaron Rodgers a question, just give an honest answer. I don't even care what your answer is. And lastly, I'll say to this point.
Okay.
If you do say I plead the fifth and we assume guilt, that's on us. Because now we've made an assumption.
Yeah, and we made an assumption.
That's on us.
We made an assumption where Aaron Rodgers said he's immunized, and he said, hey, I'm all right. I applied for the exemption. He didn't get into the details. And then we made an assumption that meant, yes, he's vaccinated, when he never said he was vaccinated. And shame on all those reporters in the moment in that room who didn't pin him down and say, are you vaccinated, yes or no? They didn't get to that place. So Aaron Rodgers had some wiggle room, and he wiggled up out of that. Who's your insurance carrier? Do you know your health care provider?
I'm still with Cigna, I think.
I didn't really want that answer. It was rhetorical. It's just to get this joke off.
Why you gonna ask me a question?
You really are a truth teller, boy. No wonder you're single. Here's the thing. Hey, let me tell you. Stop going to doctors that say, yeah. Like, wherever this doctor is you just made up talking about, oh, yeah. Like, don't go to that doctor no more. I help you out. You can come under my insurance, be one of my dependents. Damn, that's a ghetto doctor. Here's the thing. At SoFi, they make you go in and show your vaccination card on the phone, all that stuff, right? Yeah, I trust that. Not. You know why? Because one person that ran up on me, I know ain't vaccinated. My niece. She at the game. I'm like, oh, how the hell you get up in here? Point being, whatever it is, we don't trust it all. I think Aaron Rodgers misled. Yes. I think Aaron Rodgers, me thinking from this vantage point right now, actually followed protocols. Actually did everything he was supposed to do. And knew that would also give him cover in terms of people thinking he's vaccinated because he was following the protocols. Hey, media member, distance. Hey, in the weight room, mask. Around the facility, mask, distance, whatever it may be. To the public's eye, oh, well, all of these things may make you assume, as you said, he's vaccinated when he never declared himself as vaccinated. My last point is this. I used to hate when people used to ask me, so you're seeing anybody? Because the only reason you would ask that is because you know that you ain't in the clear to being the one that I should only be seeing. I hated that. It's a premature question. If you asking me that, you know we ain't there yet. So now you're just trying to clear the way and have the path of least resistance when we got to work for this as I got to work for that. So here's the thing. If you ever get put in that position again, be like, why are you asking? Because if you were knowing, you wouldn't be asking. Oh, my God. That's why I'm that dude. Coming up, the Browns are struggling right now, but we'll tell you if Baker Mayfield is taking too much heat for their issues. That's next. Don't speak for yourself. Don't let them box you in, Archo. Don't let them box you in, because you don't want. The Browns have lost 3 out of their last 4 games. That one win was without Baker Mayfield. Speaking of Baker, he was also called out by Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad, Mr. Senior, who reposted a YouTube video of plays where Baker did not throw to his son or threw a bad ball when he was targeting Odell. Baker was asked today if OBJ's dad was talking on behalf of his son. Listen to this.
I can't exactly speculate exactly as to who he was speaking on behalf of. I think a lot of it comes from his father perspective. I think, obviously, naturally, he wants his son to succeed. I can't blame him for that. I want Odell to succeed. And that's where we were at, and or at least so I thought.
Ooh, Archo. Baker taking too much heat for the Browns' struggles. Ooh.
Absolutely. First and foremost, what heat is Baker taking? Baker Mayfield is taking unnecessary heat and unmerited heat for the downfall and demise of Odell Beckham. Statistically, I showed you all yesterday. When Kevin Stefanski steps on the scene, Stephon Diggs, his targets decreased by 38%. Adam Thielen, his targets decreased by 58%. Odell Beckham, his targets decreased by 32%. So when Kevin Stefanski steps on the scene, his wide receivers, their targets diminish. That's the first thing Baker Mayfield has been criticized for. It's not his fault. Second thing, the losses, the regression of the Cleveland Browns. Well, against the Chargers, a game in which the Browns lost, Baker Mayfield threw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Against this last opponent, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in which the Browns lost, Jarvis Landry fumbles going in. Jarvis Landry drops 2 passes in critical situations. Rashard Higgins' false start on 3rd and 11 makes it 3rd and 16. Again, not Baker Mayfield's fault that they lost those games. Baker Mayfield has taken heat for the regression of the Cleveland Browns, not his fault. He's taken heat for the demise of Odell Beckham, not his fault. Baker Mayfield out there playing with his shoulder held on by a thread, sprinting for first downs on 3rd and 4 to keep this team alive and the season going, just for Jarvis Landry to fumble the ball two plays later and the season be lost. Baker's taken a lot of heat this season.
Yes, he is.
It's unfortunate. It's unnecessary, it's unmerited, it is uncalled for. Now, you the starting quarterback, comes with the territory. But is he taking unnecessary heat, Sal? Absolutely.
Nah, he ain't taking unnecessary heat. Now, it looked like he just cried there. And I do feel for Baker Mayfield in this moment. He is in the sandwich right now. Between his desires of being a great player himself, the desires of getting another great player, former great player in Odell Beckham Jr. back to his greatness. And then this organization, which is looking at right now, this is an obvious rift, even without intention. So, yeah, Baker Mayfield, sorry, brother. I see the tears, and I'm going to help you wipe them away. But we also going to speak the truth, as you said last block, and keep it real. Baker, you're not taking too much heat. You're taking the exact amount of heat you should because of what you have done. Baker Mayfield has been inconsistent his entire career. Let's be real about that. His first year for a rookie, good to great. Second year, man. Third year, good to great for anybody. Fourth year, man. That's inconsistent. What has it done to, let's start off with why we're talking about Baker Mayfield in the first place, Odell Beckham Jr. Let's look at Odell Beckham Jr. And you keep bringing up Kevin Stefanski. I'm going to get to you, Kevin Stefanski, as well. Odell Beckham Jr. in his first 3 years, oh, my God, set an NFL record in receptions. Was second to Randy Moss in receiving yards. And 4th all-time in touchdowns. You want to know where he at now? Woo-wee! He ain't nowhere near that. And then only one thing changed. Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski. You keep bringing up Kevin Stefanski like Kevin Stefanski's the problem. Let me just exonerate him. He was only the offensive coordinator in Minnesota 1 year, 2019. I wonder what happened in 2019. Oh, you know what happened, Acho? My man, Stephon Diggs, had his best year. My man, Adam Thielen, got hurt. Who knows what he was going to have, but he was having a good year. Odell Beckham Jr. was not Adam Thielen and not Stephon Diggs. He was way better than those guys early Odell Beckham. Young Odell versus young Thielen, young Diggs. It ain't on Kevin Stefanski. And I said yesterday, you could add them 2 up in the first few years, and they still weren't better than Odell. I was wrong. Only the first couple years. First 2 years, you could add them up. They're not even better than Odell. Third year is when they start to pop. But Odell is already a rookie of the year, 3 years, over 1,300 yards. You know, Odell Beckham, first 3 years, double-digit touchdowns. You know that I have never seen Stephon Diggs have double-digit touchdowns, still, even in Buffalo. You know Adam Thielen only reached that once. Man, Baker Mayfield, he ran into Baker Mayfield, and it was a wrap for his greatness. It's simple as that. And, look, I'm tired of blaming Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield is who he is, inconsistent. But Odell Beckham used to wear a Letterman jacket that said, I'm great. Remember in high school? I'm great. They never gave that Letterman jacket in the NFL to Baker Mayfield. And now we see the situation where the team is not better. And they got a defense, bruh. The Cleveland Browns are ranked 3rd on defense. Rushing game. The Cleveland Browns rushing game is number 1. Tight ends, receivers, they got everything. And what they got? Also a quarterback that's up and down. He ain't taking too much heat. He's taking an appropriate amount of heat.
The problem is, Sel, if you serve one, you can't serve the other. Can't serve two masters.
Let's hear it.
So if the Cleveland Browns do, in fact, have the best rushing attack, then we have to then also assume that their passing game can't be great.
Let's see.
They only attempt the 29th most passes in the league. Only 4 teams or 3 teams attempt fewer passes than the Cleveland Browns. So just by deductive reasoning, you need no Columbia degree and you need no 2 degrees from the University of Texas to deduce the fact that if we run the ball this much, we're going to pass the ball even lesser.
Don't do that.
So when I look at it, regardless of how the situation had played out, Odell Beckham would not have been the same Odell Beckham in Cleveland versus in New York. Even if he was, he would have been perceived differently. Joe Thomas is perceived differently than Tyron Smith. Left tackle Tyron Smith for the Dallas Cowboys. Joe Thomas, left tackle for the Cleveland Browns. Both are probably first ballot Hall of Famers.
Joe Thomas is
one
monster.
played in Cleveland, one played in Dallas. Big difference. Big difference. So regardless, even had Odell been the exact same guy, it would have been perceived differently. Odell's last year in New York and Odell's first year in Cleveland were identical statistically. 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards. The difference was you were in New York one year, you in Cleveland the other. Now in New York, he played 12 games, in Cleveland, he played 15.
Yeah, don't do that.
If Odell with Baker Mayfield would have continued having 1,000-yard seasons, we wouldn't even be in this predicament right now. He had a 1,000-yard season this first year with Baker. He had a 1,000-yard season under Freddie Kitchens. Next year, he gets hurt. We're currently in this year with Stefanski.
Don't do that.
To me, what changed was not Baker. What changed was the coach, because Baker regressed in Odell's 1,000-yard season. So even this year in Baker's regression, I'm led to believe that he should still be able to have a 1,000-yard season if not for the coach.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which way should I smoke ya, yo? Woo! Last season with the Giants, 12 games, you said, right? 6 touchdowns. Next year, I played 3 more games, but 2 fewer touchdowns. Not done there. And 23 yards per game fewer. Soon as I meet you, Baker Mayfield. Soon as I meet you. I don't know about that. You gave me this in Columbia degree 1, UT degree 2. And you say, if you got a tremendous running game, then probably it's going to affect your passing game, right? I don't know about that.
Usage, not tremendous.
Usage. You better start clarifying, boy. Cleveland has the number 1 rushing game, 26 passing game. So let's just assume number 2 would have like 20-something, right? Maybe teens. Oh, no. Dallas is number 2 in the rushing game. I wonder how they pass the game. 3rd. Okay, it's just 1 off, Marcellus. No. Let's keep going. Baltimore, 3rd rushing. How their passing game? 9th. Baker different, man. Baker different. Dog, doing this job is funny because people think I'm going to change because I did this job. One reason I got to host the show so early because I did it the way I was built. I did it my way. I ain't go, hello, and welcome to a show. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to talk. And I'm just going to make sure I complete my sentences so y'all can know I can talk. Right? That was it. I ain't going to come up here and lose my player colors and my player card. Dog, Baker Mayfield ain't that good, bro. Like, if you this and this and this and this, you know what they say? You're not reliable. Baker Mayfield, you have not showed me greatness. Right now, he is ranked 15th in passer rating. And he's supposed to get paid. He is 15th in completion percentage. Is that great or is that all right? Dog, you look at Baker Mayfield, where is he great? Yards per attempt, he's 8th? 29th in touchdowns?
I'm not saying it's a combination of things. Like you say in football, one play doesn't win or lose a game. Now, oftentimes, one play can, right?
Music City Miracle.
Right? Like, one play can win or lose a game.
All right, don't play.
But more often than not, one play doesn't win or lose a game.
Okay.
I do not think one player has lost Odell Beckham's talent. I think it is an aggregation of things. I think even if Baker Mayfield was that balling of a quarterback, Odell's stats still would have decreased based on Stefanski's offense. We know that based on Stefanski's offense. I've studied Stefanski's offense. I played against the Giants offense, and I was on the Giants practice squad, so I literally played that Giants offense.
Why did Stephon Diggs in 2019 have his best year by far?
You can have a best year, but you can have lesser targets. You can do more with less.
I give you lesser targets.
Stephon did more with less.
But isn't it easier if you're Baker Mayfield with that running game, that defense, these tight ends, those receivers? It should be cakewalk for Baker Mayfield. That's what's crazy. Do you know if we put Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Brady is basically in that situation. You put anybody serviceable in that situation, dog, you shouldn't ruin anybody. My real thing is not to condemn Baker, because I still root for every player, even if I don't like your game. My thing is, if you're going to be sorry, just be sorry for you. Don't make somebody else sorry because of you. And being at the receiver position, you're so dependent on your quarterback. I hate wasting this 2-for-1. Baker, do it by yourself. Don't take OBJ down with you. Coming up, the wait is over. It's time for the toughest list to make in sports. That Dudes News. Week 8 edition is next. Don't speak for yourself. All know that football is one upfront counting sacula. You like that? Look out. Oh, you got stood up. Look out. Say good night. Like night, night. Who that? Who that? Who that? A little dance move the first. Throw them off. He's Superman. Hey, wah, wah. Hooligan. Yeah. We got good sound effects. Supercharged out there. Look at this boy out there. Oh, everybody's seen this play, but everybody doesn't know why this play occurred. Everybody looking. Look, if you no.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. It is time now for the return of that Dudes. This is where my big dog Marcellus Wiley, he gonna highlight the best of the week from the guys in the trenches who get down and dirty. We gotta start in Kansas with some college ball, where Kansas State DN got to a TCU quarterback matched up.
Let's get to it, baby. I'm gonna say his name and mess it up. Felix Uzuma.
Ugo my hand.
Fly. What? Ugo. Fly, Felix. Fly, my dog. Watch that thing. Yeah. Hit that thing twice. No. Yeah, this dude broke the sack record right here, man. 6 sacks in one game. Let me show you one of them. Right here, my man Felix. Oh, he gonna go. Sit him down. Set a step. Sit him down. Now, they always teach us go through half the man. You can't go through all this, dude. Half the man. Look at that hard slap. Now I'm on the outside half of the man. And look at the hip. Look at the distance that he gets because of that hard slap going down half the man. Let's change the angle on this. Now you can see him right here on this bend. I tell you all the time, you got to win up top, but all the play happens down low. Straight curve right here. And then you can see him come downhill in that sharp curve. Look at this position. This is where sacks are lost. Those guys go all the way up the field. Not this guy, not Superman. He flies, dog. He got horizontal on their butt. And then he had to let him know, walk that thing up. Ooh, yeah. I love it. Look at that boy. Get off me. Broke the record. How they do it? Yeah, my man. How you say his name again? Yeah, that part.
Uzoma. More grease to your elbow. That's what my parents will say. I still have no idea what it means, but it's a Nigerian thing. Anyway, we got to head to MetLife, where a Jets defensive end got to Joe Burrow for a sack and a forced fumble.
I don't know what's going on. My man Jabari Zuniga. What you call me? Oh, that's his last name. Okay, El Matador. Look at this play. God, dog, Joe Burrow. That ain't how you want to get hit in the NFL, especially after last year's injury. You can see on this play right now, lined up in old school Hugh Douglas 4-point stance, and I'm going to threaten. But this starts off bad. You put your inside hand on the offensive lineman, you're going square into him, and then you're trying to show him some outside leverage. Oh, he has got you right now in this position. But here's the problem. As you can see right now, coach is like, dog, I can see your numbers. The offensive lineman opened up too much. You shouldn't be able to see him. He's like, ah, damn. So even though this starts off bad, watch his left hand, Otto. Watch his left. Boy, if I break that wrist, you know I'm going to be on that sack list. And that's what he did right there. And watch what happens to them. A little El Matador. All that. Oh, man, all of that pressure, all of that sprint right there. Nobody hit. And golly, Joe Burrow, you got, I don't know, third eye, sixth sense, something. Hell, golly, that is a block hitting you right there. Ball out. Joe Burrow out, all that good. Said coming down here one more time just to show you some effect and some visualizations on that. Zuniga, what'd you call me? You know, number 2, that dude. What's wrong with you? Hey, man, you got to change my name.
Don't get me fired, bro. Finally, let's take a look at who gets the top spot. A Steelers superstar who spun his way to bring down Baker Mayfield.
Man, if I could come back and play the game of football, if I couldn't be Von Miller, let me be T.J. Watt. Look at this dude, T.J. Watt. What are you built with? What are you doing to these offensive linemen out here? Here's T.J. Watt, chip and dip. You can see him lined up. See, that's how you're supposed to line up. See, you have to look over the inside hand, outside hand down, shoulder, bam, get off the rock. Now, we're taught to attack the chipper. And he knows it. I'm about to run into that running back so hard. Offensive lineman, you know you got a chipper there, so you need to protect the inside and use your chip help. Oh, my man, TJ Watt, too smart for that. Yeah, I'm going to fake like I'm going to attack that chipper. But guess what I'm really going to do in this moment? Use him to help propel me, and I'm going to spin out of it. Golly, offensive lineman, all you got to do is protect your inside, especially when you're going against TJ Watt. Not a true double team. TJ Watt, how to hit that boy right there. You number one.
That's
that
a
dude.
bad man. So TJ Watt, he done joined the squad of that dudes of the week. Be sure to check out us next week to see who else makes the exclusive list. And hopefully I don't get fired in the meantime.
No, Zuniga. How we
Coming
do,
up,
man?
is Baker Mayfield to blame for Odell Beckham's drama in Cleveland? We gonna break it all down. That's next. Speak for yourself.
I get up on my own list. The Odell Beckham Jr. saga continues in Cleveland. The Browns unexpectedly excused OBJ from practice today, and Kevin Stefanski said the receiver was not part of the team, asked him to stay home. Damn. Odell never seemed comfortable in Cleveland and did not seem to be on the same page with Baker. You think? So, Acho, is Baker at fault for the Odell Beckham Jr. saga?
No, I mean, this one, first and foremost, you got to put this one on Odell's pops, big dog. Odell Beckham Sr., his namesake. You got to stand in this one.
Yeah.
What did you think when you posted an 11-minute video criticizing your son's starting quarterback? Like, how you think that was going to go? Now, maybe y'all playing chess and we playing checkers. Maybe we boo-boo the fool. Maybe we the ones out here completely ignorant of the long game. Because if you realize, well, Odell needs out of Cleveland, they're not going to trade him. The only way to get him out of Cleveland is to literally criticize his starting quarterback. But Odell, you can't do it, so I'll do it. Okay. I'll clap for that one. I understand that. But in the interim, it's not Baker's fault that they're in this predicament. Say what you will, Marcellus.
I will.
All we can say about Baker Mayfield, we know he's trying. Now, in the NFL, that might not mean nothing, right?
It mean a damn thing.
Sure. But with the talent that he has, it's not like Baker's not giving it his everything. So the fact that they're all still in this predicament and now Odell Beckham's no longer at practice is not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of intent. But Odell's pop posting that video, you consciously thought about that. You thought about putting that joint out there, knowing what would happen, knowing the ramifications.
I love when you do this.
I'm tired.
You be downshifting.
It's been a long show, Sal. It's been a long show. Whenever I look at an issue, a problem, a fight that arises, you have to assess two things, action and intention.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield, by action, may be hurting Odell Beckham's career. But Baker Mayfield, by intention, it does not at least appear to be malicious. Odell Beckham's father posting the 11-minute clip criticizing Baker Mayfield. By both action and by intention, it was to start drama, and it was to be an indictment on Baker Mayfield. So I'm looking at intention and action. Baker Mayfield, by action, Sal, you can call him what you want. But by intention, I think he's free. Odell Pops posting that video, by action and intention, all bad.
Man. This ain't all on Baker, though. You're right. This saga is not all on Baker. Let's start with Pops. Hey, Pops, I feel you. I'm in the same position. Obviously, I don't have a son in the professional football league yet. Hey, he's something. I don't know what sport, but that little boy, he got me at 6 so far. But the point is, he has my name. And think about it. All right, right now, I say to you, Acho, Martin Luther King. I say to you, Acho, Pluto. I say to Acho, anybody's name. You don't have to know them, but the name carries so much weight and so much gravity that you got to protect the name. And this is senior to junior, and he's watching his son right now erode right before his eyes. And more importantly, those who won't know his game will know his name, and it's the same name he has, and his father's like, I can't let this happen right before my eyes. I don't think that excuses Pops, but it makes you understand, maybe be a little empathetic to what Pop's plight is. Here's the thing. You raise a man by raising a boy to become a man. What does that mean? Odell's not a boy anymore, right? You raised him for this moment. Now you got to let him be. You got to let him go. You got to let him do what he got to do. Now, here's the problem with Baker Mayfield. This is what I do put on Baker Mayfield. I don't want to hear this whole I'm trying. First of all, you got injured off an interception you threw. So all this trying stuff, at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, okay, what time is it? I'm tired of trying. Do or do not. There is no try, right? Hey, Baker, I love you, big dog, but you ain't going to stay the franchise quarterback by trying. You got to do something or don't do something. And right now, we see him in this moment. He's not doing it. He's just not. It's not even Odell. It's Jarvis, injured as well. It's the entire offense. Look at the Cleveland Browns offense right now. Okay, you look at them, they're 10th ranked. They're number 1 in rushing, and they're 26th in passing. Last time I checked, that's on you, Baker Mayfield. So we played in the NFL where offensive linemen used to let their quarterbacks get sacked. Yep, on purpose because they wanted to send a message. We've been on teams before where you're like, yo, the quarterback don't like the receiver, it's going to come out. Acho, we do a show every single day. And I told you this before, but one of the building blocks of us doing this show is our trust. The fact that we knew each other before, the fact that we actually, no matter what we get on in terms of topic and what side, we trust each other. I ain't gonna hang you out to dry. But imagine if I did. Imagine if a quarterback doesn't really like his receiver like it looks like out there. Let me tell you what starts to happen. I just start saying this. You finish talking, I go like this. And then you finish talking. See right there, that's trust. You laugh.
We saw it on another show.
Hello.
His own show now.
That part. If you don't trust the other person, you don't even fill in their blanks. No lie, the first thing I watch when I watch any other show out there is to see if they help each other fill in the blanks. Whether it's through laughter, through chemistry, through fun, through anything. Just as like, yo, we doing this together, even though we did that separately. This situation, they on the field together, same colors, but they doing this separately. It's time for them to split.
Let's go to break.
Oh, you gonna do me like that? See, I'm just talking about trust. I'm messing with y'all. Coming up, we have more on Baker. I don't trust Heller. He answered a wild claim today about Odell Beckham Jr. We'll tell you if he was keeping it 100 or just 99. Next, don't speak for yourself. Hey, after I wax poetic, you gonna leave me out to dry.
On this show, we only know how to keep it 100. We also only know how to keep water bottles on the desk.
Damn it!
But others, they only keep it 99. So we gonna get to the bottom of who's really telling the truth. Case in point, man, that beef in Cleveland ain't gonna stop now. Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad claimed Baker Mayfield is deliberately not throwing his son the ball. Now, Baker was asked about it today. Take a listen.
Have there injuries?
Yeah, it's deliberately not throwing the ball to an extremely talented player that I've done a lot of work with is it's an opinionated statement. I'll say that.
So, Stel, is Baker keeping it 100 or 99?
He keeping it 99, I think. Look, if I don't like you fully, it's not going to always come out of my mouth how I don't like you. Like, you're not going to get me in moments, maybe in my group text, maybe around the homies. Then in public, no, I love them. And then I'm going to show you in other ways when I deal with you. So I say 99.
Man, he's keeping it as much as he can keep it without catching them hands. At the point in which parents got involved, if Baker said what he really wanted to say about Odell's dad, remember, that's still Odell's dad. So now Odell going to be like, hey, chill out. You feel me? Like,
that's real.
When you start involving parents, it gets real messy. Baker doing as much as he can do.
Even the highlight he threw to Odell in practice, it was high. I mean, the dude don't like this dude. It
was a highlight.
That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Damn, Baker, that's practice. It was all.